Welcome viewers back to Heart of the Machine. We are making some VR pod revisions. We're decrypting corporate records, and we just ran into a laser printer mishap where two researchers weaponized office equipment. We're currently trying to slow down and get the printers, which we've never done before. But in 3 turns, it means we need to prepare for enemy arrival. We're also currently experiencing a syndicate shakedown, probably due to our VR pod revisions, although that might be separate. So VR pod revisions are causing attacks, and we're experiencing a syndicate shakedown. It's the end of turn 101. All of our investigations are over. Well, that's good news, but we still have some buildings that we are waiting to complete. I just saw them a second ago, didn't I? Anyway, we'll pop over to turn 102 and see what happens immediately. I did hear some shooting. There's still a lot of swarms, right? Yeah, there's still a lot of fungus around. The rust making all the androids in the city go crazy. We don't want to carry that over to another timeline. We did kind of figure out the cure, but there's still barnacles on everything. And the human androids are going berserk and shooting at us. Alright, laser printer mishap, 2 more turns. Decrypt corporate records. These are just passively happening, all 3 of these actually. So I think maybe it's time to think about finishing buildings, or if there are any buildings we need to finish constructing. Is there a view that shows me that? Jammer coverage is interesting. So if we look at jammer coverage, we do have 2 jammers active, but there's a few hidden buildings that are outside of jammer coverage that we may want to consider improving. So what about jammers? Tower mainframe. Wait, where is the jammer here? It's right there? No. Why is it not in the center of the circle? Center of the circle, oh, right there. Okay. Contraband jammer uses 18 centimeter spiders. That's what I was looking for. So we have a few of these left. They are shared between scanners and repair spiders. I think it would be wise to put jammers around anything that wants to be hidden, which are all these blue buildings that have a hidden designation. The white buildings are visible constructs. Those are buildings that our shell company made, I guess. So they don't need to be hidden, or they're known, our towers. But all of these blue things, these are all buildings that we'd rather not reveal the location of. The only one, however, that's kind of exposed right now is this network range extender, and it's only 83% hidden. I'm not sure why that is, because it's kind of in the fog of war, so we don't really know. Maybe we should put a scanner there, in fact, like somewhere over this side. Can build one right there. Let's do it. Alright, and it will finally stop nagging me about that. Okay, I was looking at contraband jammer coverage. That was sort of a side quest. What we were really kind of looking for was if there was a way. What are these? Managerial homes. Interesting. I'm not sure what that means. Where the manager class lives. Okay. With the manager class. Interesting. Do we have a similar thing for the other classes? No. Alright, so it doesn't really show me what I wanted to see, which was I want a lens that just shows me buildings that haven't been constructed yet. Oh yeah, I remember this one right outside repair coverage. It's okay if it ever gets destroyed, we'll fix it. So maybe there aren't any buildings that need or that aren't complete, and that's why I'm not seeing any. Oops, why are my... Okay. There we go. So this is interesting. Structures lens turns on your buildings without having the build menu open, which was confusing me. Versatile, it goes away. Okay. I don't see any buildings. Oh wait, there's one. I knew there was one. We do have the plank refinery here still to make, and furniture factory here. We were in the middle of making those. We have a senior tech who we can send that way. We do. He's right here, in fact. Let's finish this plank factory this turn instead of next, and this furniture factory can come up as well. That's all we really had to do, though. So is there anything else we want to build? We have a little tiny bit of room for vehicles, no room for androids, plenty of room for mechs if we wanted to make more mechs. Might be the time. Some strange city noises happening. Unbuilt 15. An apiary. That's what we want to do. Let's go find a bee. I need bees. Ah, there was a street sense that showed us a bee at one point. Resource is rare. There it is. Collect pollinator bee queen. There's one way closer. It doesn't look like we need anything special to do that. They're probably going to attack us. Yeah, they're not going to like this. We will steal a bee from Yinchi Wellness, though. You need a queen to establish a hive of your own. Those are fraught to raise, so finding and capturing one, and one, I think it's an existing one, is the easiest approach. The downside is that the local farm may start having pollination failures. Oh, they saw you and you harmed the local area. We attempted to collect the queen. We got one, but some fractive snipers showed up to shoot us. Oof. So, what are they shooting? They're shooting these, our water filtration towers. Jerks. Alright. It looks like the locals are also pissed. This Exeter could try demoralizing. Actually, it looks like this guy's gonna die next turn regardless of what we do. This one also 574 damage, so these guys are dying next turn anyway. We could just get out of here. Doesn't look like we take any damage if we just leave our bulk nickelbots here, and wow, that is a long range bulk combat unit from way down there. They're taking them out. Just gonna leave. Our water filtration towers here would take a little damage if we didn't take care of this. But, oh, now we can kill them easily. What is going on? How come we couldn't before? So we have enough moves to kill them and get out. Let's get this guy first. And then this one. Now he's not going to die. What if we do a non-lethal takedown? That takes him out. Or a horrify, not so much. Okay, so we'll just do regular non-lethal. And then get out of there. So that the tenants of the farm don't try to kill us next turn. We'll bring them as far back to our center as we can. And great, that was all of his actions. Nobody's in trouble and nothing's going to be taking damage, more importantly. We did uncover a new street sense, I think. I don't see the new indicator anywhere, so I'm not sure what that was trying to tell me. Oh, maybe it was because we picked up that rare resource and now there's only one left. Out of action points. Yeah, let's pick someone else. Pressure points, no. Resources one time. I think we've got all these now. Deals. So we could still make deals. We do have the open pantry. Why is that under deals? These look more like the deals. We could make a deal with the military at the donuts. Could supply water or get water from someone. I don't think we need either of those. I'm not Not really sure what the collecting donuts will get us, honestly, but let's see. They make loud remarks about how much nerve you have coming in here after all their people you've killed. Still, they're curious about the thing from the tower. They're still happy to sell you donuts. It's the golden handcuffs that helps keep them loyal. Buy donuts in bulk indefinitely. Cost 50 wealth. Is that going to be a continuous cost? Let's see, we don't know why, but now we have a deal to buy donuts indefinitely. 2 deals. In fact, we're also sending meals for fugitives, so yeah, I'm not sure why we need to do this, but we are apparently buying 50,000 donuts per turn with enough storage to hold 800 million. So eventually we'll run out of storage space because of donuts. But it does give Ox Droid bonuses of 20 strength. Why? Reason for bonus. Simply carrying around this many donuts requires you to make adjustments to improve the physical strength of your strongest droids. Alright, so that's the entire reason now. I don't think it ever told us that before of why you're doing this. But apparently our combat units get stronger if you carry around donuts. That's hilarious. Okay. We do have 2 mental energy left. I think we're going to use that just to consolidate our eagle here. I don't think there's any... Oh, there are 3 people on board. We'll just move it up here. And we're also going to bring the hood a little closer. You know what? Never mind. We're just going to bring the sledge a little closer. The hood can stay up there as like a remote deployment vehicle. Why does it take you so much to move? Wow, sledge really has that poor of a movement range? Or is it just because you have too many donuts? I'm not sure. Let's get you over here. Alright, that's turn 102. Let's move on to turn 103. I don't think anything's going to happen until we get to the laser printer mishap. So let's try to make this one faster. Ooh, never mind. It's a doom! The famine doom event. Most food is produced outside the city, and a blight is interfering with production. The lower classes begin to starve. There's nothing you can do to prevent this. Huh. Famine. Well, we may not be able to prevent it, but we do have housing available with food. With food, mind you. What's this? Cult paper. We could make a deal for paper, but we're producing our own, so we don't need that. About contemplations, anything we can think about in this timeline? Just the final doom, nothing else. I want to keep in here, even though there's nothing super evident to do. We're going to wait for these things to finish. I want to get people into the VR pods, and I want to convince the lower class that they need to come and get in my buildings. What happens if we just wander through here? I know it's a little unethical, but I want to see. Do we get, how come I can't move him? Oh, I see. You can't do it. You need to give him a place where he can actually end up. Okay, so he only destroys buildings that he lands on, and it's not allowed to do it. Okay, unlike some of the other mechs, which destroy things they walk through. Alright, never mind. We do have famine. Next one is going to be the prisoner drive. That's another 50 turns away. We've never made it to the other dooms. Maybe we'll stick around for a few hundred turns to see what happens. We know that the final doom is nuclear delivery. We're not going to skip ahead. What are these? Silver temples. Cultist temples. Cults often adapt mainstream religious ideas for their own purposes. Yeah, interesting that it's showing us all of this now. Entertainment center. I guess because I had navigation lens on. Interesting. That's actually a fun one to keep on, just to, it gives you like a better flavor of what's happening in the world. We don't need to move our mech. We do have 13 mental energy. I think we're gonna think about building again. Nothing to contemplate. That's so sad. What about the other one? There was a exploration sites. Yeah, so we could do these. We could watch human fighting sports for hidden tech. Yeah, I like it. Who do we need to send there? Keanu. This one is rummage through Sec Force Station, a PMC imposter. This one is technician to tinker with solar panels, DualShock and small arms research. This one is steal crowd control tech, a hidden tech. We need an infil droid. I think these guys are infil droids, right? No, Dyna. Okay. What's an infil droid? If not that, we don't have any space for new androids. Soul droid. Infil droid is a PMC imposter. Okay. So we should make a PMC imposter if we don't have one. What about the shell guys? Are they peacekeepers? Are ox droids and port droids. The armored executive is an infil droid. This guy only takes 2 capacity, so we could make one of these. Although I think it would be better to make a PMC because there's 2 things that require a PMC. So to make a PMC though, we need to free up 10 space. We do have a lot of Exeters. How much are they taking? Exeters take 8. Raven takes 8. Predators take 16. Combat units take 12. Do we have any combat units? I don't think so. Sledge is taking up 8. Yeah, I think we need to get rid of 2, unfortunately, in order to get a PMC. We do have a lot floating around, but we're only 1 turn away from laser printer mishap, and who knows what's going to happen then. So let's not mess around with our droid loadout right now. Apparently he qualifies. No, he's not a technician. Okay. We can do this though. High power toss and small arms research. Yay. Not that interested. Labor at the reactor. Uranium carapace. Interesting. For how long? 342 turns? No. 1 turn. Okay. Yep. You needed high strength, but only for 1 turn. Watch human fighting sports. I think the Keanu wants to do that because it has a hidden tech. And then I think there was one other, this one with hidden tech for infil droid. So we need a PMC for that, and then we need a PMC for this and a Keanu for that. So Keanu, I think we'll trade an Exeter for Keanu. This Exeter here, in fact, by Exeter 8788, you've lived a long and happy life. And now we will insert a Keanu instead. And this thing is like right by our tower, so let's send him down here. And then he can go watch human fighting sports. Must have 160 agility. Okay, so we need to give him something that increases his agility, I think. Yeah, this is agility plus 30. Dual handguns. Armor doesn't matter, but diamond nanoweave thread is better. Shoulder mounted lightweight components increases agility. It's already at 107. We need 160. Wait, I was looking at the wrong stat. 165, there we go. And then the final augment here. I'm not really sure. Maybe shoulder mounted lasers. I don't know. Let's do more lightweight components and just make him a fast mover. I'll go watch human fighting sports for 13 turns. Alright, and then a PMC we'll bring in later, not right now. That's enough of those. We do have 11 mental energy left. I think actually we trade the sledge in for something also. There's no place here that needs a sledge, right? I don't think so. Maybe this. Yeah, we'll send the sledge here, I guess. That's for 4 turns. Alright. There's some down here. This is needs a technician. So we do want to send a technician way down here, because these are hidden techs, and that's a PMC imposter. So we definitely want to bring up a PMC imposter at some point, and we definitely want to send a technician way down here for 4, only available 4 more turns. Yeah, okay. Let's send Tech 4000. We'll put you in the Hosgotha? Yes. And then we'll send the Gotha down there. And hopefully in a place that it doesn't get destroyed. Why can't I move it anymore? Clearance. Yeah, okay. This whole area has high clearance, I see. Okay. Which probably means Tech 4000 is going to get killed if he hops down here, right? No, that's that place. Maybe. We'll see. To do this, we need someone with 40 hacking skill. Has to be a technician with 40 hacking skill. Looks like he passes 2 turns. He's getting shot. Of course he is. That sucks. So, Yale Machinist. 3 mental energy left. Unfortunately, Tech 4000's gone. Yeah, there's still a little, like, unclarity on whether or not that's going to happen when you move in there. I should have known. I should have approached that more carefully. Can I get him out of there? No, because he's engaged. Yeah, unfortunately, just losing the tech. That sucks. All right, we'll bring Hoskotha back. I don't think there's anything we can do. That sucks. Hate losing droids. Okay, no big deal though. It's just a droid. Let's bring you back here. 1 mental energy left. Who's this? It's a feral cat. Well, you know what we do with feral cats is we go and rescue them. Lovely. All right. And that's the end of turn 103. So turn 104. Hold on. Yeah, we're gonna lose Tech 4000. Unfortunately, I guess we watched that happen. Sorry, Tech 4000. You've been with us a long time in this timeline. First mistake with you. Bye-bye. Laser printer mishap project completed. Look at this. We are getting attacked by a lot of stuff suddenly. Way over here. Looks like they're attacking the AGI. How is that? Ooh. Aha. I see. 3 upgrades. TPS report. 3 ledger issues. Search for AGI Researchers. OERL integrated is determined to recapture them. This was expected, but the fact that Vorspur is backing them and providing a security lockdown for the area is completely unexpected. This kind of lockdown, if you haven't seen this before, prevents your units from leaving, but allows free movements of anyone into the area. The typical logic is to prevent criminals from escaping, but not to block co-conspirators from revealing themselves. Yikes. Right on the edge and in our least defended area, basically, but they are destroying buildings. Look at that. Tiny little... Okay, they're not destroying anything, they're just doing a little bit of damage. And we do have some deterrence and help here. We have a bulk Nickelbot. There is an 80 PT-8 Panther here among them. That's big. Securing the area, focused on kicking out enemies. I also have something here, and most importantly, they have the fog of war. We're going to bring this vehicle down. We have 13 mental energy. We can just bring this guy here. It should be safe. And that clears the fog so we can see things. And what do we see? We see this guy way over here. Bulk Nickelbot. Long range, shooting into the sphere, taking this guy out. Military sniper. Good. In addition to the military snipers, we have Sec Force detectives. They can't evade us forever. They are tracking that. So these guys are looking for AGI. There's this tick. Search progress 0. Turns remaining before expires 6. Okay, so we have to kill these searchers before they find the researchers. And we're not really doing that. That means we really need to send in the troops. Das Eagle does have 3 on board. One of them is the Raven. I'm not sure she's going to be that effective in there. Could send a Predator instead. So I'm going to trade. I'm going to have her hop out. I think hopping out is free. It took one move. Okay, we're going to have Predator come on board. And then we're going to send the 3 of these in the Predator. I mean, in the Das Eagle. DAS Eagle way up here. And then they're hopping out. They're definitely getting in. The Predator, I mean, the Eagle is going to stay outside the grid, but Predator, wow, yeah, we can't do anything about that. But we can kill these things, these guys. What if we horrify them? 50% morale. Demoralize, 22% morale, so we really just want to attack them directly with rifles. And are there any of them that we can damage more than others or less than others? Looks like that one down there. This one up here is the best shot, 78%. 2 shots to take them down. Alright. One Predator. Oh, and he shot from within the aircraft. Nice, okay. This Predator can do a similar thing. They have a nice long range. 73 there. I think that's our best bet for the second attack. And then we'll start on this one. And then the Exeter, I think you need to get in there and be fighting. So turn off your morale. Non-lethal takedowns do kill these guys. Or take them down. Now they're all shooting at you though. That's bad news. Luckily you have a lot of moves. Alright, so right now you're being targeted by one of them. 2 of them, and they would kill you. You can hop over here and do 2 moves to kill this guy. Or 1 move to kill this guy. Now you're going to survive, and there's one of them left. That mech is just shooting at the cistern, not killing it. Okay. And Exeter, we are out of mental energy. So nobody's gonna die, that's the good news. Our bovine replicators are taking a lot of damage. I'm not sure who oh, because this is an area effect attack. So we're gonna take a bunch of damage on stuff over here. I don't think it's going down though. And then our TPS report ledger issues, I believe that's because of our paper factory coming up. We do have 3 upgrades to pick. Small arms research. Armor materials, disruption velocity. Disruption bomb. Wow, a whole bunch of tech that we've never heard of. Target their weapons, disruption. Interesting. Yeah, so disruption tech is kind of new. It's for dealing with mechs or vehicles without destroying them, presumably so you could take them over. Grenade, explosive density, mill-style armor, rifle, projectile density. Clearly, our rifles are not powerful enough yet. Android optimization is next. Combat, android intimidation. Hardened droids is always a good idea. Picked that a couple times. Soul droid hacking skill. Let's get their intimidation up. That seems reasonable. Item development next. Android armor piercing effectiveness. I love it. Service disruption effectiveness. Yeah, we haven't really used that thing at all. Let's do Android armor piercing effectiveness. And then we need to bring a mech in for that thing, but that's going to happen next turn. We have 6 turns left here. Hopefully no new investigators up here. I didn't even think of that being a thing. I probably will. Alright, they did some damage there. We shot them there. Their mech moved over here. Still in the security grid. This military sniper is shooting something else. They did get a couple reinforcements. I guess we're starting with the Exeter. He hates these things. Well, non-lethal take down a couple of them. But we can't completely kill them all. Or can we? Okay, I guess we can. We still have something shooting in the building. That's the mech. That big mech there. We need to bring in our own mech to defeat that, I think. This Hellfire way over here. If he gets too much closer, he's going to get attacked. Things just can't move around very effectively. Let's see. Maybe if we brought the hood over, we could deploy. No, I don't think you can deploy mechs from anywhere. A smaller mech, don't we? Yeah, this one? Tailstock. Can you get over there? Yes. Tailstock can actually get in the bubble. I'm not sure we want to get him that close. Right there. Let's keep him out of the bubble at first. And then... let's see, we can pinpoint systems, which will... if he's susceptible to systems disruption... which I don't think he necessarily is. It's also got ridiculous armor plating, 470. We really need large bore armor piercing here to be effective. We have 3 action points left. This only costs mental energy. We have 7. Doesn't cost action points to use this. And sorry, this is giving us 200 per, so we want it up to like at least 600. And that's as high as we can go, and that means our tailstock here can actually do damage. No, we don't want to do systems disruption damage. Oh right, we have... I wonder if that would have gone through armor. 17% sys damage. I forgot we had this guy kitted out to do systems disruption. Let's see if we can change that. I'm not sure that's the best idea here. Drone quality, yeah. Drone quality. So he has a drone attack, shock drone attack basically. If target's health is lower than his attacker's drone quality, target will be removed from battle. So his drone quality right now is 540. This guy's health is double that. Alright, so that's not necessarily the best attack to be using. Instead, we could be going to the mag rail, which has armor piercing built in, so we didn't have to waste so much. It does take extra mental energy to fire, though. And then chromium plating. Yeah, I guess that's just our armor. And then drone dock, we probably want to swap out for auxiliary laser mounts. So that greatly increases his attack power and his armor piercing, so we didn't need to use as many consumables, it turns out. We're going to hit him with some missiles for 74% damage. This is using extra mental energy. And we're also glowing very strangely. Why are we glowing like that? I think I accidentally turned on shields up at some point on this guy. Not sure when. Alright, we will shoot him. And again. Destroyed. And we stayed outside of the bubble. Great. We're out of mental energy. We just barely managed to do that. Let's take a look at the ledger issues just to make sure. Yeah, it's the purple Murnong. Filtered water is a little unexpected. I'll have to come back and look at that. Wealth is expected, but mostly it's the wood laminar. We're just, yeah. We're going to have to let this go for a couple turns before it stabilizes. 5 structures with complaints are the bovine replicators and that well. It'll be okay. We have excess fugitive AGI researchers. Not in proper storage. Did they actually destroy the building that those guys used to live in? Maybe. Let's see, AGI researchers. It was like a refuge for AGI researchers, right? What building were they in? And what is that? Corpo Senior Vice President, observing Federated Corporation sent by Vorsaber to monitor a sensitive action by one or more FedCorp. I guess we want to go talk to that guy, huh? Yeah, there's the AGI, abandoned AGI researcher safe house. Okay. Abandoned. What? Alright, so they abandoned the safe house. They're fugitives. Is there some other building that we could make for them? It doesn't look like it. Can make an apiary though. Let's go ahead and do that before I forget, since it's right here. We're gonna drop an apiary right down by our little garden patch over here. And that finishes instantly. Great. TPS report. Furniture factory and plank factory. I'm not worried about it, actually. Projects. This one is I'm worried about. Excess refugees. Refugee AGI Researchers. Because it's acting... I wonder if they just can't get into their building because it's in the containment field. Where are they? They should be in life forms, right? Yeah. They presently have 40 excess. They need a place to live. So do we need a new building? And why doesn't it show up on suggested? Or do we just need to wait the 5 turns and defeat OERL? Well, we just need to wait the 5 turns. Because I don't see another building we could build. Abandoned. It was not abandoned before. It was Steward. Nope. Okay. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe it'll tell us after we defeat them. It's possible to fail this project. That will result in a branch of the details of what comes next. Okay, block enemy mission for 1 of 6 turns. Yes. Okay, so we're blocking this. No more mental energy. Let's just keep watching this. We'll do it to turn 106. We're going to have this Exeter. He's massively affected. He's just taking them down. One-shotting all of them. Hopping through here. Can't hide. You can't hide. There's only that one left, right? No, there's 2. There's another mech. He does have 2 actions left, though. You can't hide from me. Whack. Whack. We're gonna have to shoot this. Oops, there's one up there. Damn, I missed that guy. Let's shoot the mech first, and then we'll come back. This is our tailstock. Our tailstock. Can you reach? Out of range. Can you get in there and not get shot at? Doesn't really look like it, does it? Why can't you move? Guess you can, there's just like no room. Could go there, but they'd kill you. Tailstock is not inherently scary, but it is marked defective. I wonder if it's also just too big to stand anywhere. How far is the actual range here? Do I have a visual on the shooting range of this thing? There it is. Alright. So this blue line here marks the range. He barely has to move. It's like here. But unfortunately, they're all gonna shoot you. Oh wait, over here looks good. Just not sure they're not gonna shoot you. They don't seem to want to, which is interesting. I guess these military guys don't care. That's close enough. Let's actually go ahead and give you a fresh identity here. Interestingly, fresh identity also put your shields up. Weird. 2 mental energy left. There is a guy up here that we still want to kill, otherwise he's shooting out our Exeter. Our Exeter, we can use a unit recharge for 1 mental energy. And then that gives you enough to non-lethal take down the guy upstairs. And that's all of them. Great. One more turn down. We're 94% of the way done with our VR pod revisions. 56% done with decrypting corporate records, and 4 turns left to defeat OERL. Turn 107. TPS and ledger issues are still showing up. First thing we're going to do is pick these upgrades. Small arms research. Rifle muzzle velocity. It is. We are pumping our rifles up. Okay, next. We need to take care of stuff down here. The Exeter is in position. Let's see who we can take out. Non-lethal takedown here, here, here. 2 moves left. Should take this one out. But maybe, yes, just barely. And then it doesn't look like they brought a mech this turn, so we're gonna use some... We're gonna try to get a tech over here to talk to that guy. We do have... Let's see, we do have the hood somewhere. The hood's on the wrong side of the map. Bring the hood over here. about there. And then we're going to build a tech. Since Tech 4000 was destroyed, Tech can hop in somewhere over here. And then that tech is going to go and talk to this guy. Need to force a conversation here. Force conversation with Corporal Vice President. He gives a confident smile. Everything about him is relaxed, despite the violence all around him. He's been making occasional notes on a small clipboard. We can try to extract information, or we could try to get them to leave. Both of these will start a debate. Pretty sure any agreement you come to will involve an awful trade. So, extracting information. OERL Integrated is determined to recapture the researchers. This was expected, but the fact that Vorsaber is backing them and providing the security lockdown to the area is completely unexpected. Maybe he can explain why Vorsaber is involved with this. So we did this in one timeline before. I'm not sure it really matters. We're just going to get him to leave this time. True threat and emote we're trying to build. We have an assert dominance, which is none of those. So we can stick it here and not upset our truth block. Next is a sneering insult. That does give us some mistrust, and it's not really giving us much progress. We don't need abuse. Let's just drop that one. Here we have an appeal to honor, which is truth and emote. That sounds glorious. We'll put this here. A debate action is an emotional appeal. And this one is just three emotes in a row is what it is looking for here. We have an empty space here. We can stick this in. It does drop defiance by 2 or raised, but it also helps with mistrust. So let's stick that there. We'll try to build 3 emotes there, or 3 threats, depending on what we get. We got another truth here. That closes out the truth. This has no negatives. Down to 235 target there. Appeal to honor. Emotional appeal, truth. We can build 3 emotions there. And this is finally emotional appeal. Fiery rhetoric. It does build mistrust and defiance, but it helps finish our... Oh. Wait. We already did? Yeah, we already got 3 for emotional appeal. I didn't even realize. Okay, in that case, we can stick this here if we want to, or we could drop it and get assert dominance next. It doesn't matter. It looks like we win either way. There we go, victory. The argument meant nothing to him. Vorsaber Atomics prepared to call this whole thing off prematurely under one condition. You provide them with your Predator android design, which they will begin mass producing. The very idea is sickening to you. You'd potentially wind up facing your own designs in future battles. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. You know what we should do is just kill that guy, in fact. We do have an exiter. Let's see if we can do that. I've never tried it, but you know, Vorsaber exec standing out there. Goodbye. Alright, we didn't kill him, we just incapacitated him, but that's something we've never tried doing before. Let's see how they like that. Smacking Vorsaber execs. What could go wrong? What's this? That's our Keanu. He's researching something for us. But we do have a few more... the lockdown, right. We have a few more things we could do here. We have Steel Crowd Control, needs an info droid, right. We don't have a PMC. 2 points left for our forces. Sledge isn't doing anything. I thought you were. No, let's drop the sledge. He was doing something, but it's over. There's something over here, but that is combat unit. He fails at that. Sorry, sledge. We need space. We have 10 space. I think we need 12 for a PMC. Yeah, so we need to drop someone else. This Raven isn't doing anything for us right now. So we're going to make a PMC. We're going to drop it... where? Which one of these needs PMC? Not that one. This one? Info droid, yes. This one, technician, this one... PMC. Alright, info droid first, because this is hidden tech. That was not. We'll drop him here. Too far from Android launcher. Not sure where the edge of the Android launcher is. I guess that blue circle there? Yeah. Alright, our PMC imposter is going to go in and steal crowd control tech. He'll probably get shot here, maybe not. There's somebody standing there. No, he's just too far away and we don't have the mental energy. We'll move him close. Next turn we'll finish. Let's see what happens over here now that we've taken out a Vorsiber executive. We're holding him hostage, right? VR pod revisions complete. They did send a mech and a sniper as well as a bunch of the little guys. The mech's a little far away. Non-lethal takedowns are going to work here though. There's a bunch of them. 3, 4, 5. We kind of need another exiter down here. Let's use the mech first. We do have a mech, right? Tailstock? Should be in range. 2 shots, please. Alright, tech isn't going to do anything over here. We're going to need a bunch of turns to be able to do anything with that. Do we have another exiter in here? We have something. A couple predators. Predators, you can take these guys out, right? Yeah. There we go. It's looking pretty clear. Do have buildings getting attacked. This is unexpected. Okay, some more attacks we need over here. It looks like probably going to be taken out by the mechs here. Only have one move. Are we going to lose any buildings? No, but the medical practices are going to take a lot of damage. That's annoying. I hope those are under repair. Alright, we can shoot one of them. That's fine. Too many things happening at once. Projects are causing attacks. Our AGI researchers are still fugitive. We have big upgrades here. Procurement efficacy. I never know what to choose for this one. Better water filters. We did have a water issue, but I think it is gone. Yeah, okay. Ledger says, oh no, water. Filtered water. So we need better water filters. Yep. We're going to need more water for that too, though. So, but let's do it. We'll get better water filters. Maybe that'll fix it. Missing equipment on the PMC imposter. Imposters. Yeah, you can come with a rapid fire rifle. I think probably the Gallant or the AR Black. Give you the AR Black. I don't think you're going to be shooting, honestly. Spooky nonsense generator. I guess we could make you an intimidator with the Gallant. What's this one do? Anti-rifle. Systems disruption power. Okay, that's something we'll have to explore in another timeline. M2 Gallant. Spooky nonsense generator. I like it. Let's try using some intimidation. You have pretty good intimidation, right? No, it starts at 0. Maybe not worth doing that. Let's just keep you on AR Black and a PP7 handgun. That is your best damaging combination. And we could also give you shoulder mounted lasers. Why not? We did finish VR pod revisions phase 1. Now we're on phase 2. Great. So we do still need the medical, neurology, and bioengineering research. That's why these guys are annoying. PMC imposter needs to go there next turn. We only have these guys shooting at us right now. This has been a long episode. We're going to continue until the OERL is defeated. We'll pick out some of these snipers, but I don't think we lost any buildings. A bulk Nickelbot's getting shot at way out here. And the Exeter would die, but we can take care of him, right? We have Exeter here. Non-lethal takedown here. Another one there. Another one there. And I think we have 2 more moves to finish this one. 41% for the first, 100% for the second, though. And that's the entire set. They're all done. We have 6 mental energy left. We're already 10% done with our VR pod revision phase 2. The decryption is ongoing and taking a while. And then we do have a PMC imposter here who can finally start this. We're going to steal some crowd control tech. But we're not because needs 120 cognition. Okay. Do we have a handgun that gives you cognition? Because that's the only thing we have left that we could fix. We do, but it only gives you 20. What would your cognition go to then? 80. We need 120. It's going to take a turn of just standing around. I don't know if there's anything else we can do to boost your cognition. Drop it. Yeah, that's the only thing there. We'll stand you around for a turn, I guess, and see if there's something we can do later. Are there any buildings we need to build? Two medical practices, it suggests. Yeah, I love the idea. Do we have the robotics suddenly? Because we didn't before. We're going to make more, though. Apparently, VR pod revision completion gave us medical robotics. Is that true? Don't see any indication of that. It did complete recently, right? Yeah, project completion there. VR pod revisions. Doesn't say that it gave us any more medical robotics. So I'm not sure why we can make these. Maybe it just says we have 4. They didn't destroy them. Well, whatever, let's make some more. Let's take a look at our repair coverage here just to make sure we get in the right circle. Yeah, I don't want to stick it there, but pretty much anywhere else is fair game. It looks like over here is probably a safe bet. Let's do one here, and we'll do one next door to it right here. We have 6 more mental energy, so we should be able to use it tech over there, right? This guy here can hop over and fix these. Let's go back to versatile so I can find them. There they are. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And probably have a tech, but he's in the bubble, so he's not coming to help. Yep. Okay. Syndicate Shakedown continues. One more turn to defeat OERL. We'll just drop this mental energy here. We did defeat them. They dropped the bubble. Thwarted mission. Reward available. Well done. The humans gave up and left without completing their mission. You claim a small reward. We can get faster Ox or Dinodroids or more intimidation. Yeah, intimidation obviously. We also got computing optimizations. VR pod chambers for more mine farms. That's interesting. In fact, that's probably what we want. Better mainframes. Ooh, compute time up 10k. Yeah, I think VR pod chambers. More mine farms. Procurement efficacy. Better water filters. Do we want to do this again? Yes. Alright, examine the printers. So AGI researchers are taken care of. Now we get to examine the printers. Build the new holding pen for the researchers. You know what? There's also a new contemplation about saber bees. What a surprise. But both of those we'll have to wait. I think we've done enough for this episode. We did save the AGI Researches yet again from OERL integrated. Join me next time when we make some saber bees and examine some potentially sentient office supplies. Won't that be exciting? See you then. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Bye for now.